felt like I needed to be more active and give back.
I wanted to be in a career that I loved. Always learning, always following my goals.
I knew I wanted to help people and create lasting change.
I was looking for a way to connect with new people and make friends. Something fun and social.
Something that makes me a better person.
Something meaningful.
I've grown to know my neighbors.
And work with them to improve our community.
I'm becoming the impactful leader I want to be.
And through it all, I've had fun and met some of the best people.
I found connections, solved problems, and made a difference.
I've built a network, a community.
We took action. We joined Rotaract.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. And together, we turn great ideas into reality by accessing our networks, our experience, and the best of ourselves to make a difference. Around the world, Rotary brings leaders together to build new friendships and to solve problems. Like in Austria, where generations work side by side to come up with innovative ways to build sustainable housing and community centers. Everyone learning from each other. In India, volunteers run a mobile blood bank to help provide a steady blood supply for their local community. And in Taiwan, people are working hard to get vulnerable citizens the support and services they need. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. In your backyard and around the world, there's power in our connections. Take action with us. Find out more at Rotary.org.
That's what you need to do. You need to just get involved. Come in and join us and bring all of your friends, because the more the merrier. Service, fellowship, mentorship.
Mentorship coming through, and if you want to do anything in the world that impacts people, that develops your self-esteem, I think Rotaract is the place to be.
We push the glass ceiling every day.
Just doing something good in the world.
So joining Rotaract for the travel opportunity.
No, for the service project.
And the networking.
And the learning.
And the self-development.
Leadership. It's the leadership.
If you don't have a Rotaract club, make one. Find out ways to do it. This is the power of Rotaract, right here.
I'm from Chile, she's from Bahamas. So
and we're going to visit
possible.
each other.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just get out there and do it. Meet new friends, book the trip, just go meet new people and just enjoy the experience. You've got nothing to lose.
So come on and join Rotaract.
We're waiting for you. Yeah. We promise. All over the world, we're welcoming you. Woo. That's what you need to do. You need to just get involved. Come in and join us and bring all of your friends, because the more the merrier. Service, fellowship, mentorship.
Mentorship coming through, and if you want to do anything in the world that impacts people, that develops your self-esteem, I think Rotaract is the place to be.
We push the glass ceiling every day.
Just doing something good in the world.
So joining Rotaract for the travel opportunity.
No, for the service project.
And the networking.
And the learning.
And the self-development.
Leadership. It's the leadership.
If you don't have a Rotaract club, make one. Find out ways to do it. This is the power of Rotaract, right here.
I'm from Chile, she's from Bahamas. So
and we're going to visit each other.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just get out there and do it. Meet new friends, book the trip, just go meet new people and just enjoy the experience. You've got nothing to lose.
So come on and join Rotaract.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
We promise. All over the world, we're welcoming you. Woo.
moved here and really didn't know anyone.
I wanted to get started on my career.
I felt like I needed to be more active and give back.
I wanted to be in a career that I loved. Always learning, always following my goals.
I knew I wanted to help people and create lasting change.
I was looking for a way to connect with new people and make friends. Something fun and social.
Something that makes me a better person.
Something meaningful.
I've grown to know my neighbors.
And work with them to improve our community.
I'm becoming the impactful leader I want to be.
And through it all, I've had fun and met some of the best people.
I found connections, solved problems, and made a difference.
I've built a network, a community.
We took action. We joined Rotaract.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. And together, we turn great ideas into reality by accessing our networks, our experience, and the best of ourselves to make a difference. Around the world, Rotary brings leaders together to build new friendships and to solve problems. Like in Austria, where generations work side by side to come up with innovative ways to build sustainable housing and community centers. Everyone learning from each other. In India, volunteers run a mobile blood bank to help provide a steady blood supply for their local community. And in Taiwan, people are working hard to get vulnerable citizens the support and services they need. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. In your backyard and around the world, there's power in our connections. Take action with us. Find out more at Rotary.org.
That's what you need to do. You need to just get involved. Come in and join us and bring all of your friends, because the more the merrier. Service, fellowship, mentorship.
Mentorship coming through, and if you want to do anything in the world that impacts people, that develops your self-esteem, I think Rotaract is the place to be.
We push the glass ceiling every day.
Just doing something good in the world.
So joining Rotaract for the travel opportunities.
No, for the service project.
And the networking.
And the learning.
And the
public.
self-development.
Leadership. It's the leadership.
If you don't have a Rotaract club, make one. Find out ways to do it. This is the power of Rotaract, right here.
I'm from Chile, she's from Bahamas, so
And we're going to
everything is
visit
possible.
each other.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just get out there and do it. Meet new friends, book the trip, just go meet new people and just enjoy the experience. You've got nothing to lose.
So come on and join Rotaract.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
We promise. All over the world, we're welcoming you. Woo.
I moved here and really didn't know anyone.
I wanted to get started on my career.
I felt like I needed to be more active and give back.
I wanted to be in a career that I loved. Always learning, always following my goals.
I knew I wanted to help people and create lasting change.
I was looking for a way to connect with new people and make friends. Something fun and social.
Something that makes me a better person.
Something meaningful.
I've grown to know my neighbors.
And work with them to improve our community.
I'm becoming the impactful leader I want to be.
And through it all, I've had fun and met some of the best people.
I found connections, solved problems, and made a difference.
I've built a network, a community.
We took action. We joined Rotaract.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. And together, we turn great ideas into reality by accessing our networks, our experience, and the best of ourselves to make a difference. Around the world, Rotary brings leaders together to build new friendships and to solve problems. Like in Austria, where generations work side by side to come up with innovative ways to build sustainable housing and community centers. Everyone learning from each other. In India, volunteers run a mobile blood bank to help provide a steady blood supply for their local community. And in Taiwan, people are working hard to get vulnerable citizens the support and services they need. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. In your backyard and around the world, there's power in our connections. Take action with us. Find out more at Rotary.org.
That's what you need to do. You need to just get involved. Come in and join us and bring all of your friends, because the more the merrier. Service, fellowship, mentorship.
Mentorship coming through, and if you want to do anything in the world that impacts people, that develops your self-esteem, I think Rotaract is the place to
We push the glass ceiling every day.
just doing something good in the world.
So joining Rotaract for the travel opportunity.
No, for the service project.
And the networking.
And the learning. In
And the
public.
self-development.
Leadership. It's the
Yeah.
leadership.
If you don't have a Rotaract club, make one. Find out ways to do it. This is the power of Rotaract right here.
I'm from Chile, she's from Bahamas, so
And we're going to
everything is
visit
possible.
each other.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just get out there and do it. Meet new friends, book the trip, just go meet new people and just enjoy the experience. You've got nothing to lose.
So come on and join Rotaract.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
We promise. All over the world, we're welcoming you.
Woo.
I moved here and really didn't know anyone.
I wanted to get started on my career.
I felt like I needed to be more active and give back.
I wanted to be in a career that I loved. Always learning, always following my goals.
I knew I wanted to help people and create lasting change.
I was looking for a way to connect with new people and make friends. Something fun and social.
Something that makes me a better person.
Something meaningful.
I've grown to know my neighbors.
And work with them to improve our community.
I'm becoming the impactful leader I want to be.
And through it all, I've had fun and met some of the best people.
I found connections, solved problems, and made a difference.
I've built a network, a community.
We took action. We joined Rotaract.
Greetings to fellow Rotaractors, Rotarian, Rotary family, and all of the attendees. As the District Rotaract representative for this year, I feel very grateful that this webinar can be actualized. For your information, this program is a series of webinars for the month of August. We managed to decide the topic that is financial webinar series. I believe during this uncertain situation, one of the crucial part and subject to be reflected upon is our financial condition. That is why I would like to extend my greatest appreciation to District Rotaract representative like Maria Anita for her extra effort as a project officer. Dari Anita, would you like to share a bit about the preparation and the whole series?
Thank you, dear Arnel. It is indeed an extra effort for me as project owner. But the whole effort cannot be done by myself alone. With that, I would like to say thank you to the speakers, DRC PP Karisma and PP Pangmin, who graciously share valuable time and their knowledge. Of course, not to be forgotten, my appreciation for the existing people, namely new Rotaract Chair, past President Karisma Fitriandika, who helped me from time to time from conceptualizing until the realization of this event, which the results are beyond my expectation. Immediate artistic Rotaract representative is Iskanda for wonderful concept of press release matters. DRR now for technical matters to host this webinar smoothly and wonderfully. Hedi Widiasta from Infinitas 8 as the content creator for beautiful content to our financial webinar series. Ejilirin for last minute help to stream the webinar event live. The registration committee, Mr. Club of Rotaract Club of Yogyakarta Malioboro, fellow Rotaractors from various districts and countries, and also special shout out to all of the participating clubs, organizations, and attendees. As mentioned, BDR today is the second part of the financial webinar series, held every Saturday on August. By that, I would like to invite you all to participate not only for today, but until the rest of the series. Back to you, DRR.
Thank you, Anita. As mentioned earlier, I would also like to thank our District Governor Rosyana Wiguna, past, present, and future leaders of Interact, Rotaract, Rotary, all of the committees, and also the sponsor that made this webinar series have happened. With this, allow me to mention all of the participant clubs and our organizations.
Here are the list of attending Rotaract clubs. From District 3142, Rotaract Club of New Bombay Seaside. District 3292, Rotaract Club of Kathmandu North. District 3310, Rotaract Club of Singapore East and Rotaract Club of Singapore West. From my district, District 3410, Rotaract Club of Bandung, Rotaract Club of Bandung Selatan Millennial, Rotaract Club of Jakarta Central, Rotaract Club of Jogja Istimewa, Rotaract Club of Medan Diversity, Rotaract Club of Semanggi Jakarta, Rotaract Club of Matana, Rotaract Club of Yogyatugu, Rotaract Club of Yogyakarta Malioboro. From our sister district, 3420, Rotaract Club of Bali Canggu, Rotaract Club of Bali Kuta, and Rotaract Club of Surabaya Kaliasin. Representing District 3790, Rotaract Club of Tarlac State University. From District 3810, Rotaract Club of Chinatown Manila, Rotaract Club of Dasmariñas City, and Rotaract Club of Malate, and also Rotaract Club of RCDM Scholars. From District 3820, Rotaract Club of Sacred Heart College. From District 3830, Rotaract Club of Makati, Rotaract Club of Makati Legazpi, Rotaract Club of Miraculous Medal Sukat. District 3850, Rotaract Club of WMSU, and District 3860, Rotaract Club of Downtown Davao Tekaro College Foundation. We also have attending Rotary clubs. From District 3232, Rotary Club of Senai Natal. District 3300, Rotary Club of Penang Strait. From District 3410, Rotary Club of Bandung. Rotary Club of Jakarta, Rotary Club of Jakarta Batavia, Rotary Club of Jakarta Gambir, Rotary Club of Jakarta Metropolitan, Rotary Club of Jogja Istimewa, Rotary Club of Medan, Rotary Club of Palembang, and Rotary Club of Yogyakarta Malioboro. I would also like to say thank you to this attending participant institution, Institut Taskia, Institut Teknologi Nasional Malang, LSPR Communication and Business Institute, Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Psikologi Bina Sriwijaya Palembang, Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi YAI, Telkom University, Universitas Amikom Yogyakarta, Universitas Brawijaya, Universitas Indonesia, Universitas Islam Syekh Yusuf, Universitas Kristen Maranatha, Universitas Lambung Mangkurat, Universitas Mahendra Datta, Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, Universitas Negeri Surabaya, Universitas Pasundan, Universitas Pembangunan Jaya, Universitas Pembangunan Nasional, Universitas Prasetya Mulia, Universitas Sumatera Utara, Universitas Terbuka Gorontalo, Universitas Tridinanti Palembang, UPN Veteran Jawa Timur, and UPN Veteran Yogyakarta.
And also, not to forget our sponsor for this week. Again, I say thank you sincerely, stay healthy, and God bless. And now, before we start our program, we will sing Indonesian National Anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Okay, and now let's proceed to our next agenda. Today, we will hear some remarks with the sequence as follows. First, let us hear the remarks from our beloved District Governor, District Governor Rosiana Wiguna.
Good morning, Rotaractors and fellow Rotarians and Rotary friends from all over the world. Greetings to my honorable past district governors, new generation chair, Pepe Betty Abalos, Rotaract chair, Pepe Karisma, the district Rotaract representative Aneldi, district Rotaract representative-elect Maria Anita, and to all young generations and all District 3410 leaders. On behalf of District 3410, I would like to welcome you all to this wonderful event, the second series of financial webinars held by Rotaract of District 3410. I am happy and excited to attend this series, and I would like also to extend my thank you to the sponsors and to the Ministry of Youth and Sports Affairs. Today we are going to hear from Past President Pan Min about P2P platform, and then from Past President Karisma Fitri Andika about how Indonesia responds to charitable investment platform. I think it is great and it is very beneficial and important for young generation to be financially skillful, financially smart, and get a good knowledge. Therefore, I would like to say congratulations for this superb event, and for all Rotaractors and Rotarians, please come again for also other series of financial webinars. Success to all of you. Thank you very much. Rotary opens opportunities.
Thank you, District Governor Rosiana Wiguna. But before we proceed to our next remarks, I would like to inform that we've just received an information that due to courtesy call by the President of the Republic Indonesia, Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Zainuddin Amali, is unable to attend this webinar. However, Deputy Minister of Youth Development Minister, Mr. Asrorun Niam, will join us today at 10:30 Jakarta time. Thank you. And also, for the next remarks, I would like to welcome New Generation Service Chair, Past President Betty Abalos.
Good morning, my dear Rotaractors, fellow Rotarians, and friends. As New Generation Service Committee of Rotary District 3410, I take pride to present our Rotaractors embarked in this such a timely series of financial webinar. Timely in many sense. Timely because it is in celebration of the International Youth Day, engaging our youth, Rotaractors, to focus on their financial welfare as they pursue their career. Timely also because in this time of pandemic, our attention has been switched to new normal, as they say. We need to be alert of what we need for our future and near and far. This month-long webinar kicked off last Saturday with the financial wellness and whether this financial crisis is God's will, bad luck, or carelessness. Today we talk about funding societies such as peer-to-peer platform and how the Indonesian government responds to charitable investment platform. Next week, we will be talking about what to do before investing, and after that, we will be talking about instruments for investing, especially choosing the proper retirement plans. Thank you, District Rotaract Chair, Past President Karisma Triandika, to this concept of financial webinar and guiding our Rotaractors to materialize it. Let me acknowledge also the effort of District Rotaract Representative-elect Maria Anita for inviting our Speaker, Past President Pan Min of Rotaract Singapore East and other preparations. All of these preparations were supervised by District Rotaract Representative DRR Alneldi and supported by immediate past District Rotaract Representative Ricky Iskandar for his best. Thank you also for the support of the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Sports Development. Many thanks for equally involved in this event is Assistant Governor Riring of Rotary Club of Palembang, who graciously offered to assist in the live streaming of this event. Thank you for the support to all of you who are now here. Thank you for your support. This means a lot to our Rotaractors. Good day and stay healthy. Thank you. Thank you, DRR.
Okay. Thank you, Past President Betty Abalos. And now, last but not least, I would like to proceed to our remarks. Rotarian Ambassador Cepi Wartono, who is our representing our Rotaract advisor for District 3410. Rotarian Ambassador Cepi Wartono, the time is yours.
Morning. Good morning, Jakarta. My beloved Rotaractors from District 3410, 3420, DRR, 3410, Rotaractors Arnel, Rotarians, especially DRC, Rotarian Charisma, and all the participants. Thank you for your kind invitation. It is always nice to be together again with the Rotaract friends, wherever you are. Today is also special because I heard friends from Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, China, Japan, and India, and others have joined us this morning. Friendship, collaboration, networking, and exchange of views among Rotaractors across nation are always interesting and constructive. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rotarian Cepi Wartono. I was past DRR 1990-1991 and currently serve as the Ambassador of Indonesia to Mexico, conquering Guatemala, El Salvador, and Belize by order of the President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo. I arrived in Mexico City last year, and it has been quite a journey so far. Mexico is a big, Mexico is a big country, third largest in Latin America region with second biggest economy, and in its position in international relations has never been as important as before. As an ambassador, I was tasked by President Joko Widodo to act as an investment and export emissary, underlining the focus of Joko Widodo presidency on economic diplomacy. But other than that, politically speaking, the two countries have never been as close as before. Indonesia and Mexico stand together in various international organizations, including United Nations. As middle powers, two countries hold important positions in the UN. Well, currently, Indonesia is non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, while Mexico will presume as one next year. Two countries work closely on MICTA, and last foreign minister meeting made clearly the 5 MICTA countries will step up this collaboration in multilateral affairs. Fellow Rotarians, Rotaractors, colleagues, well, due this topic, today's topic, if you don't mind, allow me to talk a little bit a picture on Mexico general financial situation, financial technology infrastructure. The government passed law of regulated financial technology or fintech law in Mexico. The main aim of closing my financial inclusion gap, problem that is widespread in Mexico. Even up until now, the situation that time were not too good. Consumer Protection Agency of Mexico warned in November 2017 that almost 600,000 people are at risk of losing their savings because the saving enterprises and cooperative where they put their deposit are on the verge of a collapse. Only 800 from around 2,400 municipalities have bank branches. It means Mexico had only 1.5 bank branches per 10,000 adults. Compare in Brazil, it's about 4.7 bank branches per 10,000 adults. The spirit of 2018 fintech law was clearly financial inclusion, better access to financial services for Mexican. In a time when only 39% of Mexican population has bank account, which is 50 million people out of 140 million. But it serves another purpose too. The fintech law is being regulated financial and technological institution in Mexico reduce the practice of money laundering. The law mandates of the companies, they report any suspicious financially activity, apply prevention schemes to prevent laundering. The law to regulate certain points, the fintech law also paved a way for emerging mode of finance and investment, such as a crowdfunding, collective investment, and also peer-to-peer lending. The law proved to be quite constructive in only 12 months after the enactment of the law. 125 new fintech startups have been born in Mexico. And strength Mexico position now is the second biggest fintech ecosystem in Latin America, just behind Brazil. Mexico has 334 more or less 334 fintech startups, and in Brazil it's about 370. Per June, four main segments on fintech in Mexico are payment and remittance, totally cover about 23%. Lending with 22% of total number of 74 startups. Enterprise financial management representing about 13%, and personal financial management and crowdfunding, which is about 20%. Well, strategically, President and the government of Mexico sees fintech as an alternative source of credit access and other financial service. At the time when Mexico has only 50 operable banks with 4 bank agglomerates 68% financial market, the potential is high as Mexico, although one of the largest exporters countries composed of more than 50% MSME and informal sectors. And again, less than 39% of Mexican population use and has bank account. Several big brand fintech that involves in lending platform in Mexico. As you know, Confio, Clip, Quesky, these platforms are easy access and lending relatively affordable loan rate compared to the traditional bank. So those are general picture of what has been going on here in Mexico in terms of the financial tech. Like I have mentioned, the potential are still high and the market is being saturated. As closing, I would like to reiterate once again my readiness to support the development of Rotaract and to act as an advisor for the Rotaract District 3410. For the young generation of Rotary, especially who are attending this event, always do your best is in all fields and keep up your spirit developing global solidarity. Today is productive event and I hope that activities such today will continue in the future with various themes. So each day we learn new things. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias a todos.
Again, thank you Rotarian Cepi Wartono, Ambassador of Indonesia to Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and El Salvador. And now, currently I see around 100 enthusiastic participants. But I would like to announce that for those who cannot join this webinar on Zoom, this event can also be viewed online from Facebook and Instagram Sriwijaya Post, Tribunsumsel, and Rotaract District 3110 Indonesia. Before I introduce the first speakers, may I have a reactions from anyone? Maybe a thumbs up reactions or maybe a clap reactions?
Oh, ya. Sini, sebentar. Nuhun ya Mbak, sorry ini Mbak. Ya, kasih.
Okay, thank you so much. And now I will proceed. Without further ado, I will introduce you our first speaker today.
Belum tahu.
Currently serve as the District Rotaract Chair of Rotary International District 3410 with 10 years experience as a lawyer. Her specification is handling fintech, capital markets, M&A, infrastructure transactions, corporate matters, and environmental related matters. In 2019, Jakarta Legal Practice Law Firm awarded by Acquisitions International UK for Best Commercial Transaction Law Firm Indonesia and award for distinction in environmental law. I present to you Karisma Fitri Andika, which will be talking about how Indonesian responds to charitable investment platform.
Thank you, DRC Arnel. Good morning, fellow Rotarians, fellow Rotaractors. All right. First thing first, I'd like to thank you to the Honorable Deputy of Ministry of Youth and Sport of the Republic of Indonesia, Bapak Asrorun Niam, which will join us about 10:30. And then our beloved Rotaract advisor, His Excellency Ambassador Cepi Wartono, for the very inspirational remarks and keep inspiring us. Today, I'm going to share my knowledge on the financial technology peer-to-peer lending based on my experience in handling this industry. Before I start, I'd like to make a little disclaimer that I'm good at giving an advice or legal opinion, but I'm not really as good as inspirational speakers. So this is about the alternative investment financial technology peer-to-peer lending prepared by Jakarta Legal Practice for Financial Webinar Series Rotaract District 3410. I will start with how peer-to-peer lending develops, but we will see this video first. Wait, I think the problem is in the voice, but that's okay. This story, basically the story is about the SME, which is struggling to get the money to for their working capital. So back in the days, SME was struggling to get working capital due to many reasons, such as they don't have assets to be secured as a collateral, or they simply are not eligible to be a borrower from a bank or other financial institution. Usually, this kind of borrower will seek a soft loan with very soft requirements. And as we all knew that the type of the one who can give the soft requirement is a loan shark type, and they will charge high interest and is also a revolving interest. There is no rules before the 2016 in Indonesia, And in 2011-2015, peer-to-peer lending, it claims that peer-to-peer lending operates their business in Indonesia, and it increased significantly in 2016. Because of no rules, then most of the platform or the one who give the soft loan is they are practicing a loan shark. They involving the debt collector, and they also use the platform used by the money laundering, for money laundering. And then in 2016, December 2016, finally the government of Indonesia enacted a new regulation about the financial technology of peer-to-peer lending services, which regulates among the users, that is borrower and lenders, the platform providers, and the ecosystem. The ecosystem means that the platform providers has to collaborate with other financial technology providers such as e-know your customer, e-payment, and e-collections, and etc. E-signatures too to sign the agreement that will support the business operation of peer-to-peer lending platform provider. Now I'd like to draw your attention on how the scheme of the peer-to-peer lending. The borrower and the lender, they meet in marketplace owned by the provider, the platform provider, and it is kind of matchmaking between the lender and the borrower. The lender usually they love to help the SME, and they need the interest that are higher than if they save the money in a bank, and the borrower is SME that really need bridging to finance their business. The platform provider, they have to ensure that the technology used in a platform and the commercial matters are safe, and they have to prepare the terms and conditions set out in the agreements and the rules to use the platform. They also cannot act either as a lender or borrower of its own platform or other peer-to-peer lending platform. But the good news is the platform provider, they are protected from bad debt lawsuits. However, if the agreement prepared by the platform provider said that the lawsuit can be sued to the provider, then it's going to be another story. And then they have to create the ecosystem and provide the reporting system. Reporting system is very important nowadays, because both the lender or the borrower, they need a place to submit their complaints or their thoughts in using the platform. And the government of Indonesia give a flexibility to the platform provider to determine the charge of service fee and the interest rate. Now we move to the borrower. The borrower must be an Indonesia citizen or company established in Indonesia, and not necessary to secure their asset. However, it depends on the platform provider. If they need to give the corporate guarantee or collateral, then it is really depend on the provider. And there is a very useful tips, which is not only applied for Indonesia, but can be applied for asking other country. First thing first, make sure that a platform obtain a license from the right authorities. For the Indonesia, it has to be get the license from the financial service authorities, or we call it OJK, not just registered but it has to be licensed. And usually the platform provider, they will put this information in the homepage or at the bottom of their site. And then borrow as much as your productive needs and shall not exceed 30% of your income. Pay the debt on time. Do not dig hole to cover another hole or seek debt to pay off other debt. Maybe for Indonesia, familiar with the terms gali lubang tutup lubang. And then you have to be fully aware on the interest rate and its penalty, and fully understood on what's written in the agreements. Now we move to the I'm sorry, I cannot move this. What happened?
Excuse me?
Sorry, I cannot follow.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Selamat datang, Pak Musadin.
Sorry.
Ini kenapa nggak baca ya?
Welcome to Mr. Deputy.
Okay, DRC Karisma, before we proceed to your presentation, before that, I would like to acknowledge Deputy Minister of Youth Development, Dr. Haji Muhammad Azro Niam Soleh, for participating this webinar.
Okay. Good morning, selamat pagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
May I speak with bahasa?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, better for us. Thank you, terima kasih. Selamat siang, salam sejahtera untuk kita semuanya. Pertama, saya menyampaikan salam khusus dari Menteri Pemuda dan Olahraga, Mr. Zainuddin Amali. He would like to join this meeting, but if any sudden and important business, so it delegates me to join this important meeting. Menyampaikan salam hormat dari Minister untuk seluruh peserta webinar pada kesempatan siang hari ini. Dan suatu saat nanti beliau pas ada waktu pengen bergabung, baik melalui media daring ini maupun nanti pertemuan secara fisik. Ini yang pertama. Kemudian yang kedua yang mau kami sampaikan sesuai dengan pesan Pak Menteri, ada beberapa hal yang mungkin bisa disinergikan, khususnya terkait dengan issues relating with the youth development. Part of them is about the leadership, youth leadership, and youth entrepreneurship. Makanya pada kesempatan pagi hari ini beliau menugaskan saya, Azro Niam Soleh, dalam keseharian membantu beliau sebagai deputi di bidang pengembangan kepemudaan. Rekan-rekan sekalian, sebelum saya berbincang mengenai tema penting pada kesempatan pagi hari ini, perlu kita kenali kondisi lingkungan strategis kontemporer kita. Yang pertama tentu aspek demografi. Hari-hari ini Indonesia berada di dalam bonus demografi. Dari sisi opportunity ini sangat luar biasa produktif karena usia penduduk Indonesia didominasi usia produktif. Kalau mengambil sequel usia 16 sampai 30 tahun saja, itu mencapai 26,4% atau setara 62,4 juta jiwa. Ini artinya kesempatan luar biasa untuk di samping soal pasar, juga soal kontribusi di dalam pengembangan ekonomi, pengembangan sosial, dan juga optimalisasi kontribusi kita di dalam kehidupan berbangsa dan bernegara, serta kehidupan kita sebagai bagian dari masyarakat global. Tetapi di sisi yang lain ada permasalahan real yang kita hadapi. Yang pertama tentu terkait dengan tingkat pengangguran terbuka pemuda Indonesia yang rata-rata justru berada di dalam usia terdidik. Tentu ini justru lebih berbahaya ya jika tidak dikelola secara baik. 7,01 juta pemuda Indonesia menganggur dan sebesar kurang lebih 5% itu adalah lulusan perguruan tinggi. Terbesar adalah lulusan SMK, itu sebesar 11,11%. Belum lagi permasalahan soal percepatan teknologi digital yang belum diimbangi oleh literasi. Karena pada hakikatnya salah satu karakteristik media digital kita, siapapun bisa menulis apapun, siapapun bisa mengakses informasi apapun. Sehingga kalau tidak disertai dengan literasi memadai, akan menimbulkan masalah-masalah sosial yang menjadi beban bagi kita. Maraknya kasus radikalisme, kasus permisivitas di tengah masyarakat, kasus kekerasan seksual, kasus pornografi, dan lain sebagainya, itu adalah tantangan kita kontemporer. Nah, ketika kita berbincang soal kontribusi di dalam membangun Indonesia, membangun peradaban dunia, salah satu kuncinya adalah soal entrepreneurship, soal kewirausahaan, soal perencanaan keuangan. Nah, entrepreneurship bukan hanya sekedar dagang, bukan hanya sekedar memanfaatkan media digital sebagai lapak pasar untuk transaksi antara si penjual dan si pembeli, tetapi jauh lebih substantif dari itu adalah soal kemampuan kita mengkonversi kondisi faktual kita, minat bakat yang kita miliki, kekuatan yang ada, dengan kreativitas plus inovasi menjadi nilai yang bersifat ekonomis. Tetapi karena kita sebagai makhluk sosial, tentu tidak hanya berhenti kepada pertimbangan dan juga goal yang bersifat ekonomis semata. Setelah perolehan hal yang bersifat ekonomis, dari kemampuan kita mengkonversi minat bakat kita melalui inovasi dan juga kreativitas, maka ada tahap yang berikutnya, yaitu tahap aktivitas sosial. Aktivitas ekonomi, kemudian masuk kepada aktivitas sosial. Disinilah menjadi penting bagi kita, pelaku usaha, kemudian ilmuwan, akademisi, social worker, untuk berada di dalam satu kesatuan alur, mulai dari minat bakat, kemudian menumbuhkan mindset kewirausahaan, intervensi dengan inovasi dan juga kreativitas, terkonversi menjadi nilai yang bersifat ekonomis, dan kemudian dibalut dengan jiwa sosial. Sehingga terlahirlah manusia-manusia yang cakap dan juga kompeten di bidang akademik, kemudian memiliki kekuatan dari sisi finansial, dan berjiwa sosial. Saya kira itu 3 hal yang tak terpisahkan di dalam ranah kehidupan, baik itu kita sebagai makhluk individu maupun sebagai makhluk sosial. Bapak Ibu, rekan-rekan sekalian, dan di dalam relasi sosial kemasyarakatan kita di tengah kondisi masyarakat digital hari ini, maka di samping inovasi, kreativitas, komponen yang terpenting di dalam membangun jiwa entrepreneurship atau menjadi kunci di dalam kehidupan sosial kita adalah teamwork dan juga kolaborasi. Pendekatan kolaborasi, bukan lagi pendekatan kompetisi. Sekedar kita beri contoh, seringkali saya sampaikan kalau dalam pendekatan konvensional kita biasanya kalau kita buka warung nasi, kemudian tetangga kita buka warung nasi juga, maka karena pendekatannya adalah kompetisi, maka dia akan berusaha mati-matian untuk melarang tetangga kita jual nasi dengan asumsi agar tidak mengurangi potensi pemasukan karena pelanggan terbelah. Tetapi kalau pendekatan kolaborasi dibangun, maka justru difasilitasi sehingga menjadi kekuatan, bahkan kemudian konsumen melihat bahwa daerah tersebut akan menjadi sentra kuliner atau sentra warung makan gitu. Ini sekedar ilustrasi. Dan yang terakhir sebenarnya di dalam konteks kunci entrepreneurship itu soal integritas, soal kejujuran. Nah, tadi disinggung yang terkait dengan peer-to-peer lending yang begitu marak, basisnya adalah soal kepercayaan antara satu dengan yang lain. Dosa paling besar di dalam relasi sosial kita, terutama di dalam dunia digital ini, adalah fraud, kebohongan, menistakan prinsip integritas. Maka jika itu dilakukan, maka akan mengubur diri sebelum kita mati. Jejak digital kita akan dengan mudah diketahui, disebar orang lain karena persoalan fraud itu. Dan dengan demikian, maka akan menyebabkan kehilangan kepercayaan dari mitra. Dan jika hilang percayaan dari mitra itu, ya sudah, wassalam. Nah, disitulah saya kira menjadi sangat penting kan kegiatan hari ini, membangun komitmen kebersamaan, membangun network, membangun kolaborasi, termasuk juga sosialisasi yang terkait dengan pembiayaan. Nah, salah satu hal yang dikembangkan di Kementerian Pemuda dan Olahraga adalah komitmen pengembangan kewirausahaan kaum muda, di samping pengembangan kepemimpinan dan pengembangan kepeloporan, pioneering, serta pengembangan kesukarelawanan, terlebih di dalam kondisi wabah COVID-19 ini. Tidak ada fase strategis apapun di dalam perubahan masyarakat tanpa keterlibatan kaum muda. Maka inisiasi, kreativitas, kerelawanan dan juga kepeloporan pemuda di dalam menyelesaikan masalah serta melakukan perubahan sosial menjadi lebih baik adalah kunci. Dan forum ini sangat strategis untuk melakukan perubahan menuju lebih baik. Yang terakhir, saya sampaikan, kolaborasi menjadi sangat penting. Perencanaan keuangan bukan hanya sekedar untuk kepentingan ekonomis, tetapi juga untuk kepentingan membangun kepemimpinan. Kepemimpinan yang berbasis kepada individu, seiring dengan perkembangan teknologi digital, kita bisa berbuat apa saja, tetapi kita tidak boleh berbuat apa saja. Kita bisa berbuat apa saja, kita tumpahkan kemarahan melalui media sosial, kita umpat-umpat presiden dan lain sebagainya, kita bisa lakukan itu dengan platform apapun. Tetapi kita tidak akan melakukan itu jika ada kepemimpinan di dalam diri, dengan kesadaran akan tanggung jawabnya. Fase berikutnya adalah kepemimpinan rumah tangga, kepemimpinan domestik. Nah, salah satu kunci di dalam kesuksesan membangun kepemimpinan domestik adalah soal finansial. Makanya menjadi penting financial planning, perencanaan keuangan sebagai bagian dari wujud tanggung jawab kepemimpinan yang berbasis rumah tangga yang juga perlu disiapkan, baru kemudian masuk kepada kepemimpinan publik. Saya kira itu yang bisa saya sampaikan, sambutan singkat dari saya mewakili Menteri Pemuda dan Olahraga. Saya Asroruni Amsoleh. Jika ada kesalahan, kekhilafan, mohon bisa dibukakan pintu maaf yang sebesar-besarnya. Untuk itu dengan bacaan basmalah, mandatnya membuka apa enggak ini Mbak Karisma?
Boleh aja Pak.
Ya, oke. Kegiatan webinar pada pagi hari ini, Sabtu 15 Agustus 2020, saya nyatakan secara resmi dibuka. Dan sekaligus saya mengucapkan selamat HUT RI yang ke-75, Indonesia Maju Bersama Anak Muda. Jangan lupa 17 Agustus 2020 jam 10.17 kita mengheningkan cipta, kita menghentikan aktivitas kita sejenak guna mengikuti detik-detik proklamasi. Terima kasih. Selamat siang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Deputy Minister of Youth Development, Mr. Asroruni Amsoleh. Yeah. For a quick summary, one of the Rotaract visions is professionalism and self-development. And also, as you can see here, Rotaract membership is global. And one of our area of focus is economic growth. By this, we Rotaract nationally and internationally looking forward to synergize with Ministry of Youth and Sports of Republik Indonesia. And also, please kindly send our warm regards to Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Sainaduddin Amali as well. And now, we will proceed back again to the presentation. BRC Karisma, the time is yours.
Thank you so much. Bapak, biasanya saya suka nagih, kalau dibilang akan kolaborasi, saya akan nagih untuk berkolaborasi dengan Kementerian Pemuda dan Olahraga, Pak.
Sebelum nagih kan sudah kita tawarkan.
Yap. Oke, baik. Saya akan lanjutkan presentasi dulu, Pak. Mohon izin. So, I'd like to again talks about this. I cannot see mine. Now we are talking about the who can be the lender. All right, the lender can be anyone from any country as long as you hold the passport, the valid passport issued by your origin country, and you have to be minimum 17 years old. And the tips, the same, that you have to make sure to choose the platform that obtain a license and fully aware on the terms and conditions set out in the agreements. Now, basically, that's the basic knowledge about the peer-to-peer lending, but I'd like to share a story about platform which focus on to fund the farmer, the seaweed farmer. This is a word information that is Indonesia somehow the economic growth not as fast as Jakarta. In this regard, the seaweed farmer is not easy to get money to fund its seaweed cultivation. Mostly, they are getting from loan shark to buy the seaweed plant, the boat, the rope, the net, and etc. And during the cultivation, the sea waves take a major role of the success of the seaweed farming. In the harvest time, the farmer must dry the seaweed, and in this process, rely on the sign of the sun. After it dried, then the farmer will sell to seaweed collectors, and it claims that the price is not too good despite the process of cultivation is not easy at all. We can imagine the poverty in that areas. This is then the peer-to-peer platform provider take a serious part to change seaweed business climate from helping to share knowledge about how to run seaweed business, from calculating the capital, the disbursement, and the profit, and then help to get lenders, help to change the habit which usually a farmer loves to spend money after receive a loan for not necessary things, and also the platform working with local government to stabilize the seaweed price. It is of course not an easy job without the help from the lender. The provider cannot do the business if no lender willing to invest their money too. And most of the platform has their own way to get social impact because it helps SME to live for real. And the current pandemic takes serious part to ruin the peer-to-peer lending business. As currently the NPL quite high, so it is no longer sexy to lender. Only the spirit of the service above self that can help this situation, specifically to help farmers or SME to live by being a lender of your chosen platform provider. And hope that the platform provider are still have a spirit to stick on what they are doing for societies. Young professionals really take a part in the development of peer-to-peer lending, from being the provider, the platform provider, being the lender, and being the borrower. Last but not least, thank you so much to bear with me. And if you have any question, please type in the chat box and there will be a giveaway from Jakarta Legal Practice if you ask related question to my presentation. Back to the RR.
Okay. Presentation regarding introductions to peer-to-peer lending. I would also like to remind you, have any questions to ask to the speakers during the presentations, please don't hesitate to ask. Kindly use the chat function as our facilitator will be collecting the questions. And also, for those who cannot join this webinar on Zoom, this event can be viewed online from Facebook and Instagram, Sriwijaya Post, Tribunsumsel, and Rotaract District 34. Again, I would like to say thank you for sponsored partner, Jakarta Legal Practice, Duita, Pempek Duanomi, Inside Podcast by Eyes on the Stars Crew, Tribun, dan Sriwijaya Post, which made this webinar happen. As stated earlier, actually this webinar is a part 2 from the whole month of webinar series. So, like previously watched before, please don't forget to follow our next webinar on 22nd August, which the topic is Finance and Investing Basics. And also, before we start to the next speakers, may I see the reactions from everyone again to prove that everyone is still following? Yeah, I see. Keep it coming. All right. Okay, nice. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And again, I would also like to inform you, if you have any questions, don't forget to type in the chat box and use the chat functions, as our facilitators will be collecting the questions. Let us proceed to our next speakers. As a past president with 13 years dedication in Rotaract Club Singapore, Polytechnic, and Rotaract Club of Singapore East, Rotary International District 3310, graduated from Singapore Institute of Management with expertise in finance and professionally demonstrated history of 4 years working in regulatory compliance industry. Past President Pan Min will be talking about understanding about P2P platform. Pan Min, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I hope you guys can hear me. Thank you very much, DRC Charisma, for the thorough explanation of P2P lending, being a highly regulated platform and of its regulatory requirements. Very good morning to distinguished guests, sponsors, Rotarians, Rotaractors, and friends. Thank you again for taking your precious time this Saturday morning in joining us for this webinar financial series that will be going on throughout the month of August, one session per week. So before I start on the topic at hand, which is crowdfunding, or more tailored to this webinar series, debt crowdfunding, or more commonly known as P2P lending, I also would like to touch on how entrepreneurs can utilize the crowdfunding platforms to kickstart their dreams and businesses. And also maybe to briefly introduce what are the different types of crowdfunding platforms out there and what to look out for to protect yourself. A brief self-introduction. I am a compliance consultant for a short number of years in traditional financial institutions such as financial advisors, fund managers in Singapore. In my current position, in a fintech company for slightly more than a year, have been a strong supporter for crowdfunding platforms for a couple of years now. So I'm from Singapore, Rotary District 3310. So consisting of Rotary, Rotaract, and Interact clubs from Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei. So some statistics here. 19 Rotaract clubs in Singapore, 16 Rotaract clubs in Malaysia, 1 Rotary club in Malaysia. So that is, click next. Yep. So this is my district. As you can see, this is the photo taken during RDA, which is the Rotaract District Assembly of 2019. Sorry that I do not have the group photo of so many people for 2020. Yes, as it's only done via online conference for this year because of the pandemic. So I myself am from a community-based club, make up of only working adults. Rotaract Club of Singapore East, and the sponsoring Rotary Club is Rotary Club of Singapore East. So I was invited to speak at this event by DRE Anita. Maybe you're wondering why or how does DRE Anita knows me. Well, I think you guessed it right. is definitely through a Rotaract event. So specifically APRRC, which is Asia Pacific Regional Rotaract Conference during 2018 in Manila, Philippines. Of course, we flew there 4 hours from Singapore, roughly 9.5 hours from Yogyakarta, because there's a layover at Jakarta. Now, there's a lot of people, or rather a lot of Rotarians, Rotaractors, and friends in this photo. So I'm somewhere in the center, too small to be seen. So APRRC is more than just a conference. It's more than just a gala night, more than just celebration, more than just cultural exchange, interactions between Rotaract clubs, learning while having fun. But to me, the most important takeaway would be the new friendships that are weaved during APRRC. So unfortunately, fortunately, Rotaract Club of Yogyakarta Maliboro and my Rotaract Club of Singapore East was fortunate enough to be sister clubs with Rotaract Club of Chinatown Manila in the Philippines. So right after APRRC, we took part in the community service project in Happy Land, Manila, where we serve food, interact, and play with the less fortunate kids from that area. Now, okay, so I guess that gives a flavor of why someone from Singapore is here to share about crowdfunding. Today, I am here as a Rotaractor and not representing any company. So sharing information about crowdfunding, and if you require more in-depth understanding, do seek your own financial advisors or legal advice. So today, just briefly on what I'm going to touch on. What is crowdfunding? What is it about? How does it actually work? What are the types of crowdfunding out there? What's the age where you can start, and possibly what are things to look out for to protect yourself? And lastly, also to touch on how the current pandemic has affected the crowdfunding platforms. As you can see on the left-hand side, crowdfunding has a number of other names in different languages. The point I would like to make here is that it is appearing in multiple languages, and my interpretation of this finding is that crowdfunding is actually a widely accepted term, or if I can twist it slightly, the way to raise funds through crowdfunding for a common goal is widely accepted. So focusing on just Southeast Asia, or rather Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam, just these 6 countries alone. Taking out some data off Google, Rotaract, and World Bank, you can see here that Indonesia currently holds the #1 position in the number of keyword search for the word crowdfunding, followed by Malaysia, Philippines, and so on, and Singapore being the lowest. So this number here shows that the people from Indonesia per month are searching for crowdfunding at almost 10,000 times the highest in the 6 countries. Although this chart alone doesn't tell us much, but if I were to actually add in more data and do a comparison per 100,000 population, I will now see that Indonesia is now at its lowest. So what does it actually translate to? To me, it shows that though there is a want to find out what is crowdfunding in Indonesia, but the penetration of percentage of Indonesians being aware of what is crowdfunding is the lowest, is one of the lower. So there is room for crowdfunding to grow in Indonesia. But of course, assumptions are that the word crowdfunding are not searched in local languages. Parking this thought here, you must be wondering then, why is crowdfunding needed, or why is there a need for crowdfunding, right? For a couple of reasons, but to go into that, an analogy that I would like to use is that the needs of an individual are different during during the stages of his life. So it's the same with businesses. When a business is in its infancy stages, there is a need to test the market, the need to test its product. So what I meant by that is there is a need to find the correct market fit. It is to find out whether your product or your future product or services will meet the demands and needs of the market. It will be an indication to you on whether you have targeted the right segment by campaigning your products, or having the right use case to meet or solve the problems out there. Slowly testing, slowly exploring, taking baby steps, crowdfunding platforms will provide you that opportunity. Being in infancy stages also means some restrictions on a lot of things, specifically pointing to money and customer base here. It'll be difficult to reach out to an audience that is outside of your current circle. The more common way to overcome this is to do targeted ads through social media. But those ads may not necessarily be effective, as the target audience may not share a common goal or need. So why do small businesses like to go to platform, right? So, and not just crowdfunding platform? Well, in my opinion, it is because from an upfront business sunk cost perspective, there isn't a need to worry about putting your money aside for client-facing interfaces such as website, portals, payment systems, etc., etc. So all these services, digital services, are already taken care of by the existing platforms or well-established platforms. And entrepreneurs or young businesses may focus their efforts and money just solely on their core business or services. Now, how does crowdfund work? I would like to use this explanation that it is the practice of funding or a project or venture by raising small amount of money from a large number of people who believe in a common goal or product. That is usually done by the internet. Borrowers on one side, and lenders on one side. As mentioned earlier, it is common for crowdfunding platforms or crowdfunding portals to be portraying themselves as a one-stop solution or one-stop platform for entrepreneurs. For example, a business needs the correct crowd, needs the correct marketing tools, needs the correct marketing expertise, and of course the delivering mechanism, as well as all the legal documents that needs to be prepared. So you must be wondering why I'm talking about all this when you're here to understand about P2P lending, right? So typically on a crowdfunding platform, which is a centralized platform, where again, where you have borrowers on one end and where you have lenders on the other. Most of the time, the lenders are well versed with the ins and outs of how a crowdfunding platform works. They may be aware of the risks which they need to undertake when they participate in any crowdfunding. In most cases, the centralized platform, which is the crowdfunding platform, also provides marketing services of your products. But what is that the business need to do? The businesses need to, of course, have a product which they want to test or expand. Then they go to a crowdfunding platform where they usually require you to upload information about your product, be it a video clip or be it a story, and you have to upload it to your crowdfund page. Now, some crowdfunding platforms are financial instrument based, such as equity crowdfunding or P2P lending. Do require more details for the businesses, such as they need to know what is the financial standing of the businesses. They need to understand who are the owners of the businesses. They of course need to get more corporate documents as compared to just a normal crowdfunding platforms for reward base. So after talking so much about crowdfunding platforms, right? Just briefly stating the different types here: reward-based, equity, crowdfunding, and P2P lending. As I said earlier, different stages of the business requires different needs. And this platform can support you, can support the business to greater heights. For example, the reward-based crowdfunding platform on your left is more suitable for businesses or even group of friends testing out new ideas by launching a new product out there on the platform to test the market, to see whether people want to buy your product or not. So one of the top reasons why businesses are unable to obtain financing from traditional financial institutions are the lack of track records. If you are unable to get financing from the bank or traditional financial institutions, then you are there's two options basically. Either you have to give up or you have to seek other ways to obtain funds, which is to borrow from somebody else. That's actually also covered by crowdfunding platforms, which is more leaning towards the debt crowdfunding, which is P2P, as well as equity crowdfunding. So basically, what peer-to-peer or P2P platform do is to act as a bridge between the businesses as well as the lenders. The businesses who have a product and services may not have a track record, may not have the product or properties to be used as collaterals, but have a reasonable appetite to grow or within the risk acceptance level of its lenders. So again, borrowers on one end, lenders on the other, P2P platforms in the middle, bridging the two. P2P lending is also an alternative way for business to obtain financing. The platform performs the necessary credit checks, business checks before allowing the businesses to be launched on the platform itself, thus the bridge. Now there is a lot of unseen responsibility that comes with being the bridge. The platform needs to provide education to its customer, both the borrower and lender. It is for both sides to understand the restrictions or setback they may face. Borrowers on one hand, which are the businesses, wants as much money as possible, right? Wants the money to be as cheaply as possible. But on the other hand, the lenders wants to get as much returns as possible, but with as little money as put in as possible. But if you think about it, the money has to come, the money has to be generated from somewhere, right? Businesses that are repaying the finances will not be able to repay once the interest rate is above a certain limit, which will be above their profits they are able to pay. So there's a social responsibility here that is carried out by the platforms to meet the expectation of both sides. It's also the social responsibility to educate both sides. Crowdfund amount of money should be used in responsible manner by the businesses when they actually receive the money from the platforms. They should use it only for the purpose which they have stated in the crowdfund page and not to use it for anything else. Just briefly to touch on here, on the lender side, there is risk in terms of not getting your money back or not receiving the goods that you actually buy in for. This crowdfunding platforms tends to be tech-enabled. They are usually fintech platforms, and why so? You see, the benefit of lower costs in transaction, facilitation fees, admin fees, and this is an important point here that it is possible that the turnaround time in terms of processing the documents may be faster than traditional financial institutions. Now, most of the time, you can start investing in using $1 to $10 for reward-based crowdfunding platforms. You can, for peer-to-peer lending, that is usually $15 to $100. For equity crowdfunding is usually for more seasoned investor. That usually starts from 300 to 50,000 US. The time period varies. For reward based, usually you will get your benefits back maybe about a month to a year. For P2P lending or peer-to-peer lending, you will usually see it within a month, a year or 2 years. Now, young professionals like you tend to look out for alternate investment. But what age can you start, right? Typically, as mentioned by DRC Charisma just now, some platforms allow you to start at the age of 17. But in most jurisdictions that I'm aware of, it starts at 21. So it really depends on the legislation of the different countries. So you need to be sure that you are of the correct age before you start. If not, the contract may be void. So reward-based reward-based platforms tend to target young entrepreneurs, young businesses, or even working adults, and that is reflected through the use of its bright colors, seeking attention from young generations. On the other hand, equity and P2P lending platforms are grouped together because they tend to be heavier in requirements on both the borrower and lender side. In most countries, equity and P2P lending are regulated heavily by the Money Authority or similar government agencies, and the crowdfunding deals itself may possibly be treated as financial instruments. Now, besides the age limit, right, the usual things that you see on blogs or videos that tells you, that warns you about not putting all your eggs in one basket, right? I think that's the same for P2P platform, or that's the same for all crowdfunding platforms. You should spread out your financing or your investments. But one of the more important things to look out for, in my experience so far, is actually taxes. So the benefits of returns can be taxable, and that has to be factored into the cost of you participating. Also, do note that cross-jurisdictional, meaning that if you're from Indonesia and you participate in crowdfunding in other countries, do also note that there may be withholding taxes that may not be that you may not be aware, and that is on top of the FX risk. Now, with reward-based crowdfunding, to me, I'm sharing a story here. I learned the hard way that it is always better to read through the terms and conditions, and so as to understand where I'm going into, what I'm buying into. So my first Bluetooth tracker device actually was from a reward-based crowdfunding, and it stopped working after a month. And I didn't know upfront that the cost to exchange the device is actually much higher than the purchase itself, because there is a cost to send it overseas and the other party has to send it back. So I didn't know that. So that has to be, you need to be aware of. And for equity crowdfunding, as you may be deemed to be a shareholder or a partnership in a business, do know that it is possible that some paperwork need to be filed with the respective regulators. Before I go into how crowdfunding platforms are reacting to the current pandemic, I would like to take a stab at digitalization. So countries around the world through digital transformation have picked up the pace since the pandemic. Changes such as working from home, working online, learning, shopping has become the new norm. The use of digital technology for work, for school, for businesses, and even for daily activities have increased rapidly. Most people learn quickly with the help of families, friends, government agencies, and other organizations, therefore leading to an increase in consumption of digital services. For Indonesia alone, this is data taken off from the internet, that digital services such as online sales of food products and P2P lending has increased significantly since the pandemic started. Now, this slide here is complicated, but do allow me to provide some explanation and state some assumptions here. If you recall what I said in the very earlier slides, that Indonesia in Indonesia, the word crowdfunding was searched for the most among the 6 countries. It means there is a very high interest in crowdfunding itself. If I were to take a deeper look into Indonesia, roughly about 64% of Indonesia's population have access to the internet, and slightly more than half of the 64% of the internet users are aged between 16 to 64, users shopping apps frequently. So this group of people that have internet access and uses the shopping apps accounts for roughly about 37% of the Indonesia population, which is around 100 million. Assuming that all B2C e-commerce are from shopping apps, I mean, that's an assumption, and an average of 70% as the cost of goods sold. This cost of goods sold is taken out from roughly about 20 listed companies in Indonesian markets. I'm taking them off their financial statements. It's about 70% for cost of goods sold. There is a need in the market to fund that B2C transaction, and that is roughly 9.5 billion US dollars. And with Indonesia's crowdfunding platform only serving around 1.4 US billion dollars in the past quarters, there is a room for P2P platforms or crowdfunding platforms to grow about 600% in Indonesia. Now, with growth in mind, it is also an undertaking of social responsibility, providing support to young and strong businesses, assisting the speed up of digital adaptation of digital services such as payments, eKYC, and etc. etc. Now, there is also a need to educate the borrowers and the lenders, or rather the customers of the platform, of the benefits of such services. So the take up can be much faster. Besides providing support to businesses, it is unfortunate that in order to protect the lenders, which are the retail folks like you and me, there is a need to increase the scrutiny of the financial status, or rather the business feasibility of the borrower. And now that is in line with what larger financial institutions are doing, though this may stop entrepreneurs from kickstarting. Now that is unfortunate, but what is also done by crowdfunding platforms is to forge more partnerships with various digital platforms, not just to increase the user base, which is the lender, but also to provide the businesses, which is the borrower, to be exposed to a much larger crowd than before. It might actually give them more sales. It also enables the crowdfunding platforms itself, to rely more on the digital partners to get more data, more access to the data that may be beyond their reach in the first place. Therefore, to have a more holistic understanding of what is the current situation of the businesses. Now, with the pandemic at hand, it is tough for everybody. So every step should be a conservative one, which begs the need to have more in-depth understanding of what you are stepping into, and to make full use of public information to your advantage. Now, as mentioned earlier, not to put all eggs in one basket, and to watch your limit, not to go beyond your budget. And lastly, I guess this ties closely to reading public information. Do read up the reviews on a platform before anything else. And again, I would like to provide a summary here. Borrowers on one end, lenders on one end, crowdfunding platform in the center, acting as the bridge for both parties. Now, I hope that that provides a good flavor of crowdfunding, and thank you for your time. Handing back to you, MC.
All right. Thank you, Pepe Paimin, for the nice presentations regarding peer-to-peer lending. So actually, I have a couple questions, but before that, let me again inform you that you can ask the questions in the chat. And also, while we are waiting the questions from the participants, shall we having a quick picture break? So I would like to all of the participants opening the videos. All right. We will be having a quick webinar picture sessions. One of our facilitator will taking a picture. So could you please, IP Dara Riki, could you please help us to make the queue? Okay, I would like to take another picture using like this. Could you all please follow me? This is an polio sign, which is promoted by Rotaract and Rotary International. Thank you so much. Okay. So I see that we have a questions from Farki. From Yogi and also, okay. Farki, would you like to address this question live? And after that, we will proceed to Yodi. Farki, you there? All right, I will read the questions. From Farki, he has a questions to DRC Charisma, I guess. Why young age shall invest to peer-to-peer lending? Charisma?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, PP Farki, for the question. Yes, the answer is very simple that even though the peer-to-peer lending is high investment, it's an alternative investment, but also have a high risk, and NPL is quite high currently, but we also have to understand that the pandemic situation, a lot of SME needs money to bridge their business needs. The money, not so much, start from 100,000 rupiah, and it is a crowdfunding, so small will really help and it is same with the Rotary service above self. I think that's the answer. But I think that PP Panmin can also add to answer your question.
I guess there's P2P lending, or rather crowdfunding in general, is a collective effort. So I'm besides to the need to actually follow the legal restrictions on what is the minimum age before you can start investing. I guess it's also important to note that P2P lending or crowdfunding in general is a collective effort where everybody put in a small amount of money and work towards a common goal. So before you even participate in the P2P lending, you need to understand about the businesses that you are going to put your money into, or the businesses where you are financing, and therefore you are having a same goal as the P2P or as the businesses. So therefore, you're putting your money in, moving along with the businesses, moving towards the same goal. I hope that answers the question.
Back to DRR.
All right. Thank you again for Panmin and DRC Karisma. And also proceed to next question. We have a question from Ki Kofita. Yeah. Would you mind to give your questions live? Ki Kofita, you there?
Okay. Ada ya?
Okay, you can ask your questions live.
Unmute, unmute. Please unmute.
Hi,
Please
hello.
unmute your, yeah, okay.
Yes, my question is, what are the risks that investors might face when they wanted to invest on private-to-private funding?
And this question is addressed to?
I think Panmin can answer this one.
Okay, so Panmin?
For
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. To be honest, I think this is not an easy question to answer. But if I were to answer in one or two sentences, it would actually be the risk of default, because P2P lending, or as I mentioned during the presentation, P2P lending, which is usually known as debt crowdfunding, there may be a possibility that the crowdfund may default and you will not get your money back. So to me, that would actually be the summary of what is the risk. Thank you.
Sorry, can I have a follow-up question regarding your answer on the challenges or the risk?
Okay, you can have the follow-up question. Sure, Kay.
Okay, so my follow-up question is, how can you help us to further analyze the crowdfunding that we can see on over social media, for example? Because I myself can only see the crowdfunding based on the United States. And the reason why I'm not participating in crowdfunding is because of the logisticals matter. Since United States is very far from the Philippines, and if I wanted to sponsor a product, that means buying the product or the test product from that engineer, for example, and it will gonna be shipped out from US to the Philippines.
Yes, thank you for the question again. So to answer your question, I guess that so there's two ends, right? There's two sides. Reward-based crowdfunding platforms do also face some regulatory restrictions. For example, if you order something in the US and you want to ship it to the Philippines, it is possible that when the item is being sent over, the custom may actually block it, or the custom may not actually accept the parcel. So I guess it's really down to the regulatory restrictions or regulatory requirements in the different jurisdictions. So I'm not very familiar with the regulatory requirements in the United States. So I really can't comment on this one. So apologies for that.
Okay, is that answer your question? Okay. All right, it seems that we have a technical problem. And now we are proceed to one last questions from President Tulus. Yeah, President Tulus, would you mind to ask the question live?
Okay, thank you. There are Arnel. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I would like to ask question to Panmin, ya.
Yes, correct.
Okay, Panmin, ya. How can Rotaract do crowdfunding in P2P lending for fundraising project, social enterprising, and how to make interesting collateral for investor?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yep. Thank you for the question, President Toulouse. So if I guess this is like the questions are getting more challenging. But if I can give you a flavor of what are the different types of crowdfunding platform to refresh the memory. So currently, in the slides that I show, there's reward based, there's equity crowdfunding, and there's P2P lending. Actually, there's just one more type in which I didn't touch, which is the donation-based crowdfunding platform. So there's a donation-based crowdfunding platform out there, but these types of platform are also heavily regulated depending on the jurisdiction. So for Indonesia, maybe I'll leave to DRC Charisma to talk about it later. But to specifically answer your question on how can Rotaract, or rather how can you do a fundraising project that benefits the social enterprising, right? To be honest, there is no straight answer, but I would think that as long as you find the correct product market fit, solving the needs of the market, you'll most likely be able to raise funds. Yeah. DRC Charisma, do you want to?
Yeah, thank you, PP Panmin. So basically, as PP Panmin said, that there is a donation platform, such as kitabisa.com in Indonesia. We cannot use the peer-to-peer lending, the financial technology peer-to-peer lending to fund fundraising for social or humanity projects. So you have to go to other financial technology, but not P2P lending. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, PP Karisma and PP Panmin. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Again, thank you for the questions. And also, I would like to inform you that there is a merchandise for those selected questions. So our facilitator will collect your data to send the merchandise to your address. Okay, and before we will try to the end of the event, I would like again to promote our next webinar series. Could you please share the webinar series promotion video? Okay, the next webinar series will be held on Saturday, August 2020, and it will discuss or talk about finance and investing basics, introduction to fundamental and financial statement analysis to start your investing journey. And I see the speaker is here, Past President Hendra Yudana. Could you please give us a short brief regarding the next webinar series? Past President Hendra. All right, it seems that he has some technical difficulties. Yeah, okay. Past President Hendra, please.
The audio. Yeah, so looking forward for next week's webinar series. Just would like to show you the basics of the financial investing. So basics on how to read the financial statements. So looking forward for the discussion and the explanation on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Past President Hendra Yudana. And we will moving for the last part of this webinar series. We will having giveaway, which will be randomized. And for this session, I would like to give the time and place to Ambassador Rotaract CP Wartono. He will be inducted to say the start and stop so that the surprise can be started. Yeah, you can simply just say start and stop. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay, please say start and stop whenever you're ready.
Stop. Stop.
Okay, yeah. As we seen on the screen, thank you again, Mr. Ambassador Rotaract CP Wartono. As you can see on the screen, may we see again the screen? All right. Okay, I will read the name. Ya, Sabina Wulung Rarasati, anak Agung Ngurah Pasacatra Parama, Krista Halim, Cindy Leoni, Teuku Irmansyah, Nerissa Angelina, Reno Ganda Kusuma, Bunga Suci Aditan, Almira Amalia Husna, Erwin Otto Pramoto Gultom, Rosa Delima Widaya, Andri Gusriandi,
and Yuli Indriani. Okay, so our facilitator will contact you for giving the giveaway. Okay, for the last of the series, for the last of this session, I would like to invite the participant clubs to introduce themselves and maybe to promote themselves as well. So I will be start calling list of attending clubs participant. If you are present, then you may start to promote your clubs. Okay, I will start from Rotaract Club of New Bombay Seaside. Is anyone here? Okay, I think we can proceed to the next one. Rotaract Club of Kathmandu North.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, I guess. Good afternoon or good morning. It's good morning here.
Yeah.
I guess it's afternoon there. So good afternoon to everyone. It's me, Rotaractor Arjun Kharka, President from Rotaract Club of Kathmandu North. It's nice meeting you and listening to all of you. And it was good sessions. And I would like to congratulate DR for successful webinar. Thank you.
All right, thank you again. Representing Rotaract Club of Kathmandu North. And from District 3310, we have Rotaract Club of Singapore East. Other than Pan Min, maybe, do you have any representative? Okay, I believe we can proceed to the next one. From Club of Singapore West, is anyone here? Okay, the next one is Rotaract Club of Bandung. Is anyone here? All right, representing Bandung Selatan Milenial. Is anyone here? No? Bandung Selatan Millennials. Okay. And also we can proceed to wait. Rotaract Club of Downtown Davao Tekaro College Foundations. I repeat it again. Rotaract Club of Downtown Davao Tekaro College Foundations. Is anyone here? Okay, I will proceed to Club of Makati Legazpi. I believe there is someone here. Makati Legazpi.
Yes, it's me, Kay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to this webinar series. I actually learned a lot, especially on crowdfunding and how to trust crowdfunding more. So thank you to the speakers.
Okay, thank you, Kay. Back again to Rotaract Club of Makati. Is anyone here?
Yes. Hi. Hi, Arnold. Yeah, and thank you very much for inviting us. I actually have here some of my members too who listened during this financial talk. And we would also like you to join our project. It's Project Hope. It aims to help the schools to the new normal by just donating bond papers. And we also have an upcoming project for same like this. It's about financial, but it's more of having a successful business. I hope that you can join those projects that we will be having on next month.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure. Don't forget to invite us. All right, thank you. And also we proceed to Rotaract Club of Tarlac State University. I believe we have someone from Rotaract Club of Tarlac University.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for inviting us. And thank you for from Rotaract Makati as well. Some of my classmates gained some knowledge from your webinar. Thank you. We hope that we can get in touch with you with some of our projects sooner or later. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, and back to Indonesia again. We have Rotaract Club Denpasar. Rotaract Club of Denpasar, would you like to promote your club?
Oh, hello there, Arnel.
Hi, Adi.
Yeah. Sorry. So thank you for inviting us for join your webinar. So I think I see uh, some of my members is joined too. So please inviting us again in your next webinar. Yeah.
Will do. Okay, do you have any to promote from your club maybe?
No, I think my club is do some projects tomorrow, and some one of the project is virtual fellowship with Rotaract Club of Makati. Hello, Rotaract Club of Makati.
Hi, see you tomorrow.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, I think only that. Thank you, dear.
Okay, thank you. And next, we will proceed to Rotaract Club of Chinatown, Manila. Rotaract Club of Chinatown, Manila. Hello. Okay. Before we will get back to you. And now we are going to call some of our local Rotaractors. We have from Rotaract Club of Medan Diversity. Yeah, do you have something to promote? President Bernard, I believe.
Hi dear Arnel, and hi everyone here. Okay.
Yeah, hi,
Greetings
Pres.
from Medan. Thank you for the invitation on this financial webinar. It will be very useful for us after all. And for the promotion, we're gonna do a new project soon. I think within a week or 2 weeks later, we're gonna do a culinary and tour virtual project. Then maybe we will invite you guys to attend our virtual project on culinary and tour in Medan here.
Nice. Looking forward for the invitation.
Thank you.
Okay. Let us proceed back again to Chinatown, Manila. Do we have someone there? Chinatown, Manila? All right. We're moving on. We have from Rotaract Club of Semanggi, Jakarta. Rotaract Club of Semanggi, Jakarta. Do you have something to promote? Okay. Let's just we proceed then. We have from Rotaract Club of Yogyakarta, Malioboro. Okay, Yogyakarta, Malioboro, do you have something to promote?
Yes. Okay. Hello, dear Arana and everyone. My name is Yodi, and I am the International Service Director for my club, Yogyakarta Malioboro. And it's been a pleasure to be with you guys to attend this webinar. It's very informative and I am sure it will be very useful for us in the long term. Our club is currently in the talks of a joint project with our sister club, our Rotaract Club of Singapore East and West. It will be done in a couple of more weeks. It is about we're gonna distribute hand washing machines in public places across Yogyakarta. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yodi. All right. So before I close this webinar, I would like to ask, do we have any more attending Rotaract clubs, which I failed to mention earlier, so that I can invite you to promote your clubs? Anyone? Okay, and we have also from Interact Bandung Akmal. Akmal, would you like to say something about this webinar, or maybe do you have something to promote?
Hello everyone. My voice is clear. No. Okay, so I'm Akmal. I'm from Interact of Bandung, and I'm so happy for joining this. Thank you for inviting me. This is give me a lot of information that I never knew before, and I think Interact Bandung will make a new project within 3 weeks after now, because we still have the project ongoing, and I hope we can do collaboration with Philippines or with Singapore. Thank you.
Thank you, Akmal from Interact Bandung. All right, we get back again to Rotaractors Arjun from Kathmandu North. Do you have something to promote? All right, I believe due to technical difficulty. And by that, I believe this webinar is coming to an end. And to the closing remarks, I would like to invite District Governor Rosiana Wiguna for the closing remarks.
Can you hear me? Because my speaker is not really clear. Is it clear? Hello?
Yeah.
Clear, yeah? Okay. Thank you all the speakers for wonderful, informative presentations. I'm so happy to see many young leaders here, future leaders that are going forward. We really need you to be in charge. Yeah? So this kind of event is very useful, beneficial. Congratulations, CRR Arnel and the whole Rotaract committee in District 3410. So please come again for the next session. I'm happy also to meet all the young leaders from all over the world. It is really a good fellowship, and it's good to listen to all your promotion, to listen to all of your sharing besides all the presentation. So congratulations for Rotaract Chair Karisma, Young Generation, especially for DRR Arneldi and DRRA Maria Anita. And to all of you, success to all of you, and have a good day.
All right, thank you, DG. By that, our event for today is coming to an end. And also, again, I would like to say that this event would not be possible without our sponsor, which is Carta Legal Practice, Duita, Infinitas 8, Pempek Dua Noni, Inside Podcast by Eyes on the Stars Crew, Tribun and Sriwijaya Post. And also, don't forget to follow Facebook and Instagram Sriwijaya Post, Tribunsumsel, and Rotaract District 3410 Indonesia. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next webinar.
Thank you, sponsors, for your support.
Terima kasih, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Very good, Arnaldi.
Thank you, PDG.
Karisma. Bye.
Thank
Betty.
you.
Bye.
From Rotaract Tarlac
Thank you so
State
much.
University
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
for having us.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.